Watching the station that works for you. Now, Good Morning Maryland.
You may have to wipe off your car this morning. We got some snow across the region last night. The roads may be icy, so if you are driving, make sure to give yourself some extra time.
Also this morning, we're learning more about the mother and daughter killed in that tragic house fire in North Baltimore that we brought you as breaking news yesterday.
And Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh introducing several new initiatives. We'll tell you about her plans to reach at-risk youth and the steps she's taking to help students pay for college. It is 4:30 on your Thursday. Good morning, Maryland. I'm Ashley James.
And I'm Christian Schaefer, and I am relieved because as I walked out today, the car is covered in the snow, but it kind of blew off.
It was that
I didn't
easy
have to,
snow.
because you look at it and you're like, you know, so hopefully your car will be like that, where because the snow's going to be on it if it's outside. But Lynette, I mean, it's just so cold out there too that some people I think are going to be scraping this morning.
Yeah, and you know, like your primary roads, they're okay. It's the secondary roads that we're dealing with that snow. And we had some snow totals and pretty much on point with this clipper that came through. So I want to show you that, and then we'll move on for the day, right? So at BWI, again, less than half an inch there. We came in at 0.5, about a half an inch in Ellicott City. Pikesville, close to an inch, 0.7 there, and close to an inch as we head over towards Manchester and also around Whiteford as well. So as we continue through the rest of today, I'm not going to be dealing with a whole lot of snow. I'm still not going to rule out the chance for maybe a few flurries to roll through here, maybe some light scattered snow showers coming in. But all in all, we will continue to decrease clouds as the day goes on, so we will have some sunshine out there as well. Look at the temperatures coming in right around 29 degrees right now in Norrisville, so that's pretty much seasonal this morning. As we go through the rest of today, we are going to be on the breezy side of things as well. Not as gusty as we were yesterday, but those breezes still kicking up. Conowingo's temperature this morning is right around 27 degrees. In Ellicott City, that temperature is coming in at 34, and this is what that Ellicott City planner looks like for today. Again, decreasing the clouds, we will have that sunshine, and high temperatures today will be in the upper 30s to low 40s. We'll talk about that next chance for snow in the forecast. That's all coming up. Let's get a check of that traffic now with Lauren.
Thanks, Lynette. Icy conditions are possible as you head out this morning. Here's what it looks like in Harford County. ABC2's photographer Paul Jaffe shared these photos from Forest Hill and Bel Air. The neighborhood roads, those secondary roads, going to be the main concern. If you are taking 95, beware of a crash northbound. It blocks the off-ramp to 695 in Rosedale. The off-ramps, the bridges, the overpasses, you'll need to use extreme caution on those in those vicinities. They are the areas that do tend to freeze first, and it's pretty cold out there this morning. The speed check into the city shows no delays through the tunnels. The JFX is clear. The Beltway shaping up nicely. It'll take the normal 7 minutes traveling from 795 to 70. Ashley, Christian.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. Well, you heard Lauren say, and that snow from overnight certainly could impact your commute this morning.
Yeah, you could be looking at icy roads as you make your way out the door. ABC2 Chanel Pearman is driving around in the News Wrangler this morning. Chanel, how are the roads looking?
Actually, a lot of roads are slick this morning, and it's not the major roadways or the highways that's the issue. I mean, those are pretty much clear, but it's the side streets that are going to give you some problems this morning. Take a look for yourself. We're driving around the Homeland neighborhood, and these roads are slick out here. We actually even hit some black ice driving around. So if you are driving this morning, you're definitely going to want to be careful and give yourself some extra time. AAA is encouraging those who can to even delay their morning commutes. So this is the perfect excuse to go into work late. But if you have to be on the roads, AAA has some tips for you to try to make sure you're safe driving around. As I mentioned, give yourself some extra time and take it slow. Be considerate. Take your time. You shouldn't be in a rush to get anywhere. Leave plenty of extra time as you're hitting the road. Also, increase following distance. Make sure you're leaving plenty of room in front of you, so in case there's an emergency, you should be okay. Also, do not use cruise control. Drive defensively. AAA also suggests that you use your headlights so you can see, and also your car can be seen as well. Also, if you do start to skid, always look and steer in the direction you want to go. AAA is also expecting hundreds of dead battery calls along with other weather-related roadside rescue issues. So you're going to want to be prepared. You're going to do things like make sure your phone is fully charged and also try to make sure you have a winter emergency kit. Ashley and Christian, this can include things like having a snow shovel. Make sure you have a de-icer. Also something as simple as having a blanket and water and food just in case you are stuck out there.
Okay, Chanel, thanks very much for that. You had time to start thinking about that stuff again if you haven't already. 4:34 right now. We're also learning more this morning about the mother and daughter killed in that house fire in North Baltimore yesterday morning. The family has set up a GoFundMe page. The mom's been identified as Alicia Evans. And now, according to the Facebook page from Mercy High School, she was a member of the class of 2010 there at Mercy. Investigators say she and her 4-year-old daughter were killed in that fire on East Cold Spring Lane near York Road early yesterday morning. Another child, a 5-year-old girl, rescued from that fire but is still in the hospital and listed in critical condition. Still no word on what started that fire there in North Baltimore. New details this morning about the allegations of sexual assault at the Falston Volunteer Fire Company. Andrew Berkins, John Hefner, and Colby Ogrisco are accused of holding down a 17-year-old man in a bunk one night at that firehouse. The victim told investigators they tried to sexually assault him with a pair of wedge-shaped door stops. The fourth suspect, Joshua Berkins, accused of calling the victim from the firehouse a few weeks ago, making homophobic comments in what investigators call a continuing pattern of harassment. 3 of those former volunteer firefighters are being held without bail. The 4th received a court summons.
436, 2 off-duty law enforcement officers killed in last week's crash on I-270 in Montgomery County will be laid to rest today. A funeral for FBI Supervisory Special Agent Carlos Wolf will be held in Gaithersburg. It starts at 11 a.m. at the Church of the Redeemer. And Deputy Chief State Fire Marshal Sander Cohen will also be laid to rest today. His funeral takes place at 11 a.m. at B'nai Israel in Rockville. Governor Larry Hogan is set to speak. Wolf and Cohen were standing on the shoulder of the highway when a car swerved and hit them late Friday night. Both were thrown over the Jersey Wall into the northbound side. 436, Mayor Catherine Pugh forging a new partnership between ROCA and the city of Baltimore.
ROCA, it's a program that targets high-risk teens who so far have not been ready, willing, or to participate in programs or jobs, but they just continue to use what they call a relentless outreach approach, knocking on doors, continuing to come back even when people have said no to help. The program set to cost about $17 million over a 4-year period. Money the mayor says is going to come from the city and also from private donations. The mayor has also announced a plan to give students in Baltimore City free college tuition.
It's called the Mayor's Scholars Program. ABC 2's Cassie Carlisle tells us what it could mean for this year's seniors.
I would really like to receive this scholarship.
The mayor's promise to students like Tiara Jones means everything.
Because I want my mom to think of my dream as an accomplishment and not just a struggle for financial stability.
This is the reality for so many who go to Baltimore City public schools. In 2018, their view will change.
Help is on the way.
The president of Baltimore City Community College elated to take in 200 to 300 new students under the Mayor's Scholars Program. Students get tuition for an associate's degree or a job training program certificate, and if they want to continue their education, Coppin State will foot their junior and senior year bill with help from the city.
My mom has been a single mother since the day I was born. She recently had an injury on the bus, so she had to change to a new position, and she's now working for the Metro Subway, and there was a decrease in her paycheck.
She's pinning her future on this program. So many see this opportunity and fear they won't qualify, not bothering to even fill out a FAFSA.
Rather than step up, they'll step back, and they don't think about the fact that they really can go.
Leaving it up to counselors to build the bridge.
Especially with the parental reinforcement not there as much as we would like it to be. It's very tough. However, as a counselor, it's my job to go beyond the call of duty sometimes, to bring students in, to sit them down.
And keep them in the classroom and on the road to a brighter future. In Baltimore, Cassie Carlisle, ABC 2 News.
So any student who graduates from Baltimore City School and lives in the city, of course, is a resident, is eligible for the Mayor's Scholars Program. Once they're in college, they have to maintain a 2.0 GPA. Now, this program does not include the cost of textbooks, but the city has projected the cost for new students to be around $1.5 million. It's already in the city's budget. The mayor added that federal student aid can be used for the bulk of the remaining tuition costs. Colleges that are involved also making adjustments to their campus for a seamless transition. They're getting ready to get more students in the next school year.
439, Governor Larry Hogan looking to make more jobs available for Maryland workers. This year, the More Jobs for Marylanders Act was passed. It's a program that offers tax incentives to businesses that expand adding jobs. Many of these jobs are in the science and technology field. The governor hopes to expand the program to Garrett, Caroline, Kent,
and Wicomico counties.
And if you're looking to purchase health insurance under the Affordable Care Act, you do have another week to sign up now. The initial deadline was going to be tomorrow. That's actually been moved back now to December 22nd. The date was pushed back to help those who may have waited until the last minute to enroll. Maryland had up to a 45-day open enrollment period because of the guidelines set up by the Trump administration. The state, though, was able to extend that deadline because it runs its own healthcare marketplace. And if you still have some holiday shopping to do, heads up, tomorrow is a free shipping day. It's a nationwide shopping holiday. A lot of retailers offering free shipping with no minimum order, even for small orders. Your package is then guaranteed to be delivered, guaranteed to get there the day before Christmas, according to the website freeshippingdeliveryday.com. There are more than 800 retailers taking part this year, including Amazon, Target, Macy's, and Bloomingdale's. Let's send it over to Lynette now for a look at how that shopping weather is today.
All right, yeah, well, it's not going to be as cold as yesterday, that's for sure, as we have the snow on the radar this morning, right? Back off towards the west, we could see another round of some snow showers trying to move in here as we go into the morning, possibly maybe some flurry action by this afternoon as well. Not going to rule that out, going to continue to monitor that as we go through the morning hours. So we can see it around Hagerstown, around the state line this morning, just to the north of Kriegerstown and Westminster at this point. And if you're going to be traveling over into Westminster and actually West Virginia, rather, you're going to be dealing with a little bit of snow there. But look at the temperature change. So we're about 14 degrees warmer this morning at the Inner Harbor when compared to this time yesterday. Also around Annapolis, 16 degrees warmer in Stevensville. So if temperatures are in the 30s, and that's pretty much it this morning, it just goes to show you how cold it was yesterday. You guys remember yesterday with those winds kicking up as well. At the Inner Harbor this morning, that temperature right now is coming in at freezing. Winds not as bad as they were yesterday, but we still do have those winds coming in out of the south for the most part, southwest. Stevensville sustained at about 13 miles an hour. That's what we will contend with as we go throughout the day. A sustained wind 5 to 15, and that high temperature coming in right around 41. Over to you guys.
Okay, Lynette, thanks very much. It's 4:41 right now. Well, everybody is pumped about the new Star Wars movie.
Everyone?
Everyone.
All right, well, are you planning to see it tonight?
I'm not tonight, but
Might
it's
be
soon.
tough on the schedule.
Yeah.
All right, well, coming up, we're going to tell you which theaters in our area are showing the movie.
And another big name facing accusations of sexual misconduct. We're going to talk about that and the punishment he could be facing. 4:42 right now on your Thursday.
Local Black Lives Matter activist Ray McKesson is suing Fox News and one of their hosts for defamation. McKesson, who ran for mayor of Baltimore last year, says that Jeanine Pirro made false statements about him that have put his life in danger. According to McKesson, Pirro said McKesson told someone to hit a police officer in the face with a rock during a protest. McKesson said Pirro made that statement while discussing a lawsuit against the Black Lives Matter movement. Fox News says Pirro's statements are protected under the First Amendment.
Well, firefighters are making some small gains on those wildfires tearing through Southern California, but the conditions are still very dangerous. You can see in this video, this was tweeted by the Los Angeles Fire Department driving through all of those fires. There's no exact location to this video, but LAFD has firefighters stationed throughout Ventura and Santa Barbara County. And while progress is being made to contain these fires, an increase in wind gusts is possible over the next couple of days, which of course could cause other fires to flare up, and evacuations are continuing for some seaside towns, including Montecito and Summerland.
Okay, Megan, thanks very much. It's 4:45 right now this morning. Republicans in the House and Senate say they've reached a preliminary deal on their tax reform plan. Aides say last-minute tweaks would include a bigger tax break for rich Americans and a lower corporate rate. Middle-income and lower-income Americans still would get a smaller tax break. The deal would also change the state and local tax deduction and repeal the requirement that people have health insurance. The individual mandate from Obamacare, critics say the proposal helps the rich and only temporarily benefits the middle class.
This morning, a top Senate investigator says he wants Donald Trump Jr. to testify publicly about Russian interference in the election. Senator Mark Warner from Virginia said that he's the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee. Trump Jr. testified privately to that committee yesterday for 9 hours. He testified to the House's intelligence panel last week. White House advisor Omarosa Manigault-Newman has left 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. White House officials say she resigned to, quote, pursue other opportunities, but other reports say Omarosa was escorted off White House grounds Tuesday night. The Secret Service denies that they were the ones that removed her. Officials say Omarosa's departure will not be effective until January 20th of next year.
Tavis Smiley speaking out after being accused of sexually harassing co-workers. PBS has suspended his show after their investigation into those claims found, quote, credible allegations of conduct that are against company standards. Now, Smiley is denying the accusations. He calls PBS's investigation biased and sloppy. He says he plans to fight back against these allegations. Tavis Smiley's show has aired on PBS now since 2004. Well, the holiday season is a time that brings families closer together. Pretty soon kids will be out of school for the holiday break. Parents will also maybe be off work, hopefully.
Yeah, and they're trying to find things to do. So if you're searching for things to do, we have some fun activities that you can enjoy with the ones you love.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
The holidays is a great time to celebrate with your family.
And create memories, Mia Redrick says.
Some of my favorites are the to-go ice skating. So Pandora Ice Skating Rink is wonderful. Mount Pleasant, the ice skating rink also is really just a great way and a festive way to kind of get into the fun of the season.
And the mom strategist says you can do it without breaking the bank. It's about $15 a person, including skate rental. If you're looking for something even less expensive, but extremely exciting, you can never go wrong with a visit to the Miracle on 34th Street in Hamden. The neighborhood is in its 71st year of lighting up the town.
You can't live in Baltimore or entertain your friends in Baltimore and not take people to go see those beautiful, amazing lights. Such hardworking people to spend the time decorating that way.
If you want to enjoy the spirit of the season indoors, Redrick has suggestions for that too.
B&O has a really great display for trains, and I love it. So it's wonderful for families in general, but if you have any train lovers in your family, young or old, the B&O display is really terrific.
Wrap up the season and bring in the new year with a bang. Redrick says make plans now for the fireworks on New Year's Eve. Baltimore will ring in 2018 with live music and a spectacular show over the Inner Harbor. Redrick says make a family night of it. Rent a room at the Hyatt or the Pier 5 Hotel.
They have a really great glass enclosure which they make available to their guests to see the fireworks, and it's right over the Inner Harbor. It is, I believe, the best view for fireworks.
A lot of fun things to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things to do in this area.
So we have some news coming from Baltimore City School System.
Yeah, they are on a 2-hour delay due to the inclement weather overnight. Their tweet says essential personnel must report on time, but again, this morning opening on a 2-hour delay.
Probably just a safety issue, trying to make sure everybody gets to the buildings safely this morning with the, the weather we had really last night.
Right,
it's not going on now.
Seems to be the first time that the kids will have to get to school. The first snowfall that might affect the weather in the morning on a school day. So just to be safe, better be safe than sorry, right,
Exactly.
Lynette?
And I would agree with that, because on the untreated surfaces, the secondary roads, it's still going to be a little bit slick out there, and we still do have that snow laying on the ground because temperatures at the ground definitely cold enough to support that snow. So this is what we're working with this morning. Radar and satellite composite picking up on more snow off to the north, but we do see a little batch trying to drop right back down into western Maryland at this point, and some of that could make it back over towards central Maryland as we continue through the rest of the morning, and possibly maybe a little bit of flurry action as we head into the afternoon as well. So like Ashley said, better safe than sorry for the kiddos this morning. Temperatures, check this out. So we're at 35 degrees in Baltimore. New York coming in at 26. Boston's at 23 degrees this morning. The further to the south you go, you're at 37 in Richmond. Pittsburgh's coming in right around 32, and Buffalo is at 16 degrees. So the cold air really locked up to the north. But you know what? We're going to start to see more changes in the forecast once again. So we will have some warming time. We will have more snow in the forecast as well. So big changes coming. We're still dealing with a wind chill out there. So we do have those breezes out of the south for today for the most part. But with that, this morning we're feeling more like 17, 18 as we go through the rest of today. Temperatures will feel like we're in the 20s in some spots. I have highs today in the upper 30s to low 40s. So if you get trapped under one of those gusts, oh yeah, it's definitely going to feel a lot colder than that. But we won't feel as cold as we were yesterday, that's for sure. It was a rough day yesterday. Now, ABC2's most accurate futurecast just went into motion, and it's not going to pick up on a whole lot. So as we go through the rest of today, again, not going to rule out a few streamers, a little bit of flurry action, but also we will get more sunshine in here as the day goes along. So we will decrease the clouds, and then by tomorrow we start to have more changes in the forecast as we have another clipper that could clip us as we head into Friday afternoon, evening time frame. We're going to have to keep our eye on that one as well, as the track of a clipper can be a little bit changing and dicey. It looks like this one will stay more to the north of us as well and west, but that one could swoop down just like the one did last night. So this is what we have for today. Cold conditions this morning, breezy throughout the day. Temperatures stay below normal. At this point, we should be right around 46 degrees. I'm going with a high again of 41 degrees. It's going to get chilly again as we head towards the afternoon time frame. And once again, that snow is possible as we head towards Friday. And then look at the temperatures bumping right back up into the low 50s for Monday and Tuesday. Let's get a check of the traffic now with Lauren.
Thanks, Lynette. We're off to a very icy start. Icy conditions possible as you head out this morning. Our photographer Paul Jaffe shared these photos from Bel Air and the Forest Hill area. The neighborhoods are going to be the worst areas as well as those secondary roads. The highways are overall going to be down to pavement, but black ice certainly a possibility. I'm following a crash here on the top side of the Beltway. It blocks the right inner loop lane at the Harrisburg Expressway. It also closes the off-ramp 283. You need to be especially careful on the off-ramps, on the bridges, on the overpasses this morning. Fortunately, drive times on the Beltway show no significant delays. You can always follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates. If you're taking the Key Bridge, beware of a disabled vehicle that blocks the right inner loop lane. No delays right now traveling through the tunnels or on the JFX into downtown. Ashley, Christian?
All right, well, this is pretty cool if you're a Star Wars fan. If you're in Baltimore, you have a chance to see The Last Jedi before anyone else.
It really doesn't come out till tomorrow, but today, several movie theaters around the city are out in full force showing the new film. AMC locations in Baltimore have their first showing tonight at 7 o'clock. And also, the Senator Theater here in North Baltimore has an early showing. That's at 7 o'clock. The film is PG-13. It runs 2 hours and 38 minutes.
That's a long movie.
It's a long movie, but there's a lot of information in there. See what's going to happen to Luke. We don't know.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back in. A 16-year-old high school senior from Louisiana gets accepted into his dream college. What happened after he got that news? Priceless.
Yeah, take a look at the moments after Ayrton Little found out that he was going to Harvard University.
View update. Or not.
And I love that they're all sharing that excitement
right.
with him. Little posted this video on Twitter Tuesday. This is the third year in a row a student from his school has been accepted into an Ivy League university. Little says he plans to study math and computer science. His brother just accepted into Stanford University.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's a smart
Very
family.
smart family,
My
yeah.
goodness.
Good for him.
Okay, 4:57 right now. We're back right after this on Good Morning Maryland.